Hey, what's up guys? Andy Howell here today of eXp Realty and the Columbus Way, bringing you a closer look at the neighborhood of Clintonville here in Columbus. One of my favorite neighborhoods. I live here and have for the past 7 years, and I wanted to explore a little bit more about why so many people like it. It's laid back. There's tons of boutique restaurants and shops. There's great schools and parks. We're in Whetstone Park, Park of Roses right now. There's just so much to love. So check it out.
Like a whisper in my mind.
Clintonville is just located right between Ohio State's campus in Worthington, just 5 miles north of downtown. And it was originally an area where professors from OSU and residents of downtown would actually build summer homes. Can you believe that? 5 miles away they built summer homes. Just goes to show you how much our world has changed. So right behind me is Global Gallery. This is a local coffee shop. It is awesome. I spend a lot of time here meeting people. They've got a great little front porch area where you can be outside and in the open air and kind of watch the world go by on High Street. But what I really love about Global Gallery is they actually have a local coffee roaster, Ramble Coffee, that roasts their coffee right inside the establishment. So how cool is that? It just goes to show you, places like this really thrive in Clintonville, the small businesses. People love supporting those small businesses and helping them along. That's one of the things I love about Clintonville. So another thing I love about Clintonville, it's eccentricity. Check this out. This is called the Yarn Bomber. This woman goes out and puts these wonderfully festive designs on random things like trees or light posts or wherever. So when you're in and around Clintonville, look for some artwork courtesy of the Yarn. That's a really cool flower pot. So we are out in front of a common table. Shout out to Joshua Taylor, owner and proprietor of the Common Table. They serve excellent sandwiches and soups and things like that. You can dine in or carry out. So something I thought was pretty interesting that literally just occurred to me is that there are like big chains here. We're standing right in front of one, Donato's, but it's really interesting to me that a lot of times these big chains in Clintonville don't make it, whereas the small ones would. So right down the street, Pizza Hut went out of business, but there's Harvest Pizza, a local chain that does great. For instance, there's I think it was Bicycle Village, Bike Source, that's what it was. They were down the street, they went out of business, but right across the street we got Bare Wheels. And then a little bit further up the street we got Johnny Velo's, locally owned and operated bike stores that do great business. So residents tend to choose the smaller boutique type stores, the local stores, compared to the big box stores. It wasn't until the extension of the streetcars that this area really became more developed. The surrounding farmland was developed into the houses that still stand here today. Always been a fun place. In fact, it was originally home to the predecessors of the Columbus Clippers minor league baseball team, and actually was home to the Olentangy amusement park right here on the Olentangy River, a little south of where we stand today off of North Street. But at one time, this amusement park was the largest in the land. It had the largest theater in the land. It had the largest pool in the land. There were roller coasters, dancing, theaters, all sorts of fun things. And actually some of this amusement park still stands today. It's out at the zoo. It's the Carousel. Maybe you've seen it. It's from 1914. Pretty cool. So I say all this to tell you that Clintonville has always been a fun place. Today it's known for its bevy of hip restaurants. We're standing right near one right now at Catalina's breakfast brunch spot. Boutique shops, there's antique shops, there's parks, there's 3 ravine parks. Clintonville's known for its laid-back attitude, family-friendly atmosphere, just all-around good time. Clintonville's commonly divided into 3 different areas. We've got Beachwald to the north, which is basically Morse Road down to about Cook Road. Central Clintonville, which is Cook Road, Overbrook Ravine to the north, down to North Broadway, and then South Clintonville, which is south of North Broadway down to Arcadia. So come on, let's take a look.
Painted a picture of us now, forever. give.
So let's start out in central Clintonville. So just north of North Broadway up to Overbrook Ravine is what is considered central Clintonville. Here the homes are tend to have a little larger yards. There's no alley access out and back, but there's a mixture of homes. They're predominantly single family homes built 80 to 100 years ago. You can expect to pay anywhere between really the high 200s up to about 600, and of course there's some outliers higher than that, but fixer-uppers are going to be close to that $300,000 mark, with ones that are totally dialed in being closer to that, you know, 400 to 550 range. So great area. It's really interesting to me too that people who live in this area have tended to live here a very long time. In fact, just yesterday, I talked to two different property owners. One had lived here for 54 years. She grew up in the house and still lives there now. And the other had lived in her house for 36 years. And, you know, so I think that there's going to be some opportunity as these people who have lived here for a long time for younger families to move in. We already have that already. I mean, we actually live right on this street in Oakland Park, and our kids can just run and play with their neighbors that are a couple streets up. I mean, they play hide and seek in other people's backyard. It's very family friendly. It's almost like the old school neighborhood watch. Everybody has an eye out for everybody else's children, and love that about Clintonville. We're in South Clintonville. Homes here tend to be a little bit older. Most of them were built actually before 1930. You can notice they were built a long time ago, because a lot of the homes in this area don't have driveways, maybe only on-street parking, and that's because people just simply didn't have automobiles, or they weren't as prevalent when these homes were built. So it's kind of cool to think about. But most of the streets here south of North Broadway do have alley access behind the home, so there is in most cases opportunities to either build a garage or create some sort of off-street parking that, again, is very, very coveted in this area. Homes here tend to be a little bit cheaper than central Clintonville. You can expect to pay, you know, in the low to mid 200s for something that needs fixed up, on up to about 400,000, maybe 450 for some of the larger homes. Very similar feel though to central Clintonville. Very neighborly again, and tons of character in the homes. So overall, schools in the area are fantastic. There are a ton of different options. We are in Columbus City Schools, which a lot of times has a negative connotation, but at least here in Clintonville, we're out in front of Clinton Elementary right now. This is a very well-regarded and sought-after elementary school. People actually move to Clintonville to send their kids to Clinton Elementary. So you've got Clinton Elementary, like I mentioned, you've got Indianola Informal, you've got Ecole French Immersion, you've got the Spanish Immersion, Clintonville Academy, Bishop Watterson, and more. So wherever you end up, parents in the area are very involved in their children's education, which does tend to lead to a better school generally. Now we're in North Clintonville, Beachwald they call it. This area really starts from about Henderson Road or Overbrook Ravine up to Morse Road. Homes here tend to be a little bit newer on average. I would say, you know, between 1940 and 1960. Again, a variety of different styles of homes. They do seem to be, or tend to be, a little bit less expensive than central Clintonville. Again, you can find homes here ranging from the low 200s up to the 400s or so. Various different styles. This area might be a little less walkable than central and south Clintonville. Obviously, you can't see any sidewalks here, but still very easy access to High Street in Indianola and all the businesses that are located on those streets, but still very neighborly, and all the great things that Clintonville has to offer. Like I said, just maybe just a touch less walkable. So thank you so much for checking out Clintonville with me today. If you do have any questions, maybe you're relocating here from another city or another state, please feel free to reach out. We love helping people with their relocation to Columbus. I think you'll like it. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.